The most companies work more on the internal problems as on the client problems.
Tell us about your experience in scaling a company.
Will bring all the competitors out of the market because they cannot follow me. This you should fix in your strategy and in your brain. How humans want to work, how they can reach their own peak performance. People have a clear sense for when they get motivated or manipulated.
What is manipulation for Robert?
Manipulation is all the...
You show him the numbers of the company. You open the books for him.
Not the numbers only of the company.
Okay.
I show him when he reaches 1,000 clients.
What's the goal?
The goal is to reach the 1,000 clients and to get the maximum market leader.
What's the most common human picture or behavior that you see?
The most common picture is that the people not really trust.
How do you think or how do you see in your daily work that AI is affecting leadership?
I see this very strong because...
What's one thing that you had to unlearn in your journey?
The most important thing what I had to unlearn was that...
Oh my God. Leadership advice is everywhere, but very few people talk about the hidden rules that truly shape the behavior inside companies. My guest today, Robert Ehlert, has built 12 companies, some at massive scale, and his work focuses on something that most leaders avoid looking at, which is the unconscious beliefs they hold about people, power, and control. Today, I don't want to ask about success stories. I want to talk about the beliefs that didn't survive growth, the systems that replaced motivation, and what leadership really feels like when the numbers get big. Robert, let's start with your view on humans and how these change over years. But before diving in, I want to know who is Robert when there is no frameworks and no leadership.
Estefania, thank you very much for inviting me for this podcast. I'm Robert, I'm 61 years old. Since I'm 14 years old entrepreneur, I started my first company with 14 years. And over the years, I built it, as you mentioned before, 12 companies and grow as a leader. As an owner of the company and a leader of the company, I grow in different ways, and this is the interesting topic we are talking today.
Okay, so our conversation usually goes around human picture, frameworks, there are these hidden rules inside the organizations. What was the beginning of your journey as a leader and starting building your companies? What human picture did you have and how this evolved over the years and experience?
When I started my first company, I worked together with my schoolmates. Our age was between 14 and 15 years old. And we had an order for birdhouses. We should build birdhouses. And all the 20, 30 people, we together had no experience in this time how to build a serial production for birdhouses, which are made from wood. And in this time, we need to learn how to organize ourselves and how to work together. And I did this like as a leader of this group of people. I felt myself not like a leader. I felt myself more like an organizer. Okay?
How come more like an organizer? What makes you not a leader, but an organization in that circumstance? I want to go more in deep in this example because I met you. And actually the first thing that I remember from you is the birdhouse story. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, the main topic is when you don't have the knowledge how to organize to produce suddenly 6,000 birdhouses, you need to find a way how to do it. And you learn by doing. In this moment, I understood, okay, I need to ask everybody of the team members, I need to ask, what is your passion, what you like to do, what is really trigger you, what really is your knowledge or what is your interest in this work. And I did this in this time when I was in this age, it's some 40 years, 50 years ago. So in this time came the post-it, these small papers which you can put on the wall and
The
they
post-its.
glue.
The post-its, yeah.
And I give everybody of my team members, I give a post-it and a package of post-its and said, okay, you write down now what you really like to do.
Wow.
And then we organized it on a wall, we put all, and then came out, okay, 5 people want to do sewing, the other one want to do coloring and painting, the next one love to do this and that. So all the task, all the different part of the workforce was organized by itself. It came out of the people. So in this moment, I learned a lot about how humans want to work, how they can reach their own peak performance or how they can be in a high performance. Yeah, it has to do with the intrinsic motivation of the people. So as a leader, you are not obliged and it's not your job to motivate people. In this moment, when I see leaders which are motivating people or try to do motivational speeches, which, by the way, sometimes it's a lot of people laugh about because the leader...
Why is it that people laugh about motivation? I mean, when a leader tries to motivate, why would you say that?
Humans and people have a clear sense for when they get motivated or manipulated. They understand very, very clear what is manipulation and what is motivation.
What is manipulation for Robert?
Manipulation is all the programs which are existing in all the companies for incentives. Look, this is like the system with the carrot, you know? So you do this for me, I give you this. This is manipulation, okay? Because you should do it by yourself. You understand? When you are motivated for this job, for this position, for this role, for this function, I don't need to tell you. You will do in your own power. You will do it because you are motivated. You not only do it when I come to you and say, okay, Estefania, look, do this, I give you $1,000 more. Okay? Next time, when I want something from you, you say, yes, I do, but $2,000. Okay? 1,000 not enough. So, what you can face in all these incentive programs, they are demotivational. They are counterproductive. Okay? They are not bring the result they should bring. They bring only like for a small moment a result, but not a long-lasting result. When I lead a sales team, for example, I never put incentives. I even lead a sales team, without giving them numbers. Leading with numbers is also very dangerous, but the most leaders even don't understand this because they have no clue about psychology of people. They have no clue how people really think. Numbers are dangerous because the most people fear numbers. When you put on a salesperson or on a other person in your company numbers, the people cannot deal with these numbers. The people don't even understand how to reach these numbers and they fear it. So what you create is fear. You create not motivation.
Okay, so how do you create it? Intrinsic motivation.
When you have the role or function of a salesperson, what is the job, what is the result a salesperson should bring? You want from a salesperson 2 things. First, the salesperson, of course, should bring in projects, revenues. The salesperson should bring in the clients, the customer base. Second, you want that this salesperson work with the clients in a profitable way and really has the focus to solve the problems of the clients. This is the two things you want from a salesperson. How I do it. If I hire a salesperson, I give them a white paper and a pen. And I tell them, look, this is our product, or this is our service, this is our margin, what we can reach. And I want you to work in this area. This area is your sales territory. And I want you now, please, go home with the white paper and the pen. And then you write down on this white paper how many possible clients you can find in your sales territory. I want you to write down how you will reach every of the clients which is in this territory available and existing. I want from you that you build your own strategy. I want from you that you build your own ideas how to reach every client. In this moment, I not talk about numbers. Why? It's not a question of numbers. The numbers follow. When a sales guy is strong in his mind and understand that he need to reach every client in his territory and he should bring him to us as a client, and we delete all the competition. Competition is enemies, okay? A good sales guy need enemies. If you not give him an enemy, he's not motivated, okay?
Okay.
So a sales guy should want to enter the sales territory and want to be the king for every client.
So this is for you healthy
The numbers,
competition.
I don't need to talk about, they follow automatically, okay? They come. When he reach every client and beat out any competitor, yeah, with our help, and we give him the right framework for this and the right support, okay. So on his white paper, he make his strategy, how to beat every competitor out of the client and how to reach maximum success, okay. So I not tell him, oh, look, we are happy when there are 1,000 existing possible clients, we are happy when you reach 20% of them. We want the 1,000 clients, not 20%. What a bullshit, sorry.
You let him do his own strategy
Yes, of
and his
course.
own planning onto his role.
This is intrinsic motivation, when it's his way how to do it, his way how to reach the goal. This is his intrinsic motivation. I'm not use any possibility to demotivate him, okay? I let him be in his motivation.
Full ownership as well.
Yes, full ownership of his territory and the way how he do it. And second, I let the people write down on the white paper also what is their income goal, what they want to reach. And I tell him, look, we need to be profitable. This is the main important thing for us as a company. Please lead your territory in a way that we are finally profitable. I'm highly transparent. I give him the margin. I give him our profit margin. I give him all. So he can really think about, he is really like an entrepreneur in his area.
You show him the numbers of the company. You open the books
Not
for him.
the numbers only of the company.
Okay.
I show him when he reach 1,000 clients, yeah, what is the profit we need finally. Profit is not a goal, okay?
What's the goal?
A goal is to reach the 1,000 clients and to get the maximum market leader. Profit is a must, you know, this is clear. This everybody should understand, a company need profit. If not, company cannot exist. So I trigger the entrepreneurship, but I not manipulate people. I make very clear from eye to eye, this is constant working together, okay?
And how do you make sure that the expectations are actually aligned?
We align expectations very clear. I tell my expectations as a boss or as a leader very clear. And also he can tell very clear on this white paper his expectations. So what do I need from the company, from my leader, to reach my goals, which I write down by myself?
Okay, so you also see based on the proposals that they do or the ideas that they bring when you're selecting the best candidate, you actually see as well how proactive they are and how hungry they are for the position, the role, or actually like win over the competition, right? And in all of these years that you have been leading from the example in the birdhouses until now, you brought a lot of companies to life and you also escalated most of them. What one thing that you had to unlearn in your journey, unlearn, to actually grow this much?
The most important thing what I had to unlearn was that my picture about humans is always the right one.
What do you mean by
My,
that?
my human picture of the people, I changed very strong.
What's the human picture for the people that don't
The human
really know?
picture is you grew up in your environment, you grew up with your parents, you grew up with your friends, in school system, in university system, doesn't matter, you grew up. You have an experienced life at some point of your life. And in this way, to this point, you build your human picture. For example, many leaders or many people have the picture, only I can do the work correct, the other ones are not able to do. Okay? I'm the leader because I'm the best in my field. Okay? But the best in one field is not similar to the best leader. And second, very important, this human picture which you create, it's support the other person also. So when you talk to another person, the person feel what is your human picture about people.
Can you give us an example?
Naja, the example is what I told before. There is a leader who think only he can do also. He will be a micromanager. He will control his team permanently. Okay? He will give a task, but already next day he come and control. Because he is not secured that the team do the right job. It's a simple thing, but it's happened many, many times. I faced this many times in companies.
What's the most common human picture or behavior that you see and it's rooted to this human picture?
The most common picture is that the people not really trust. They not trust the other humans which they are working together. It's a trust problem often. Second, it depends from the social status of the person also. When a leader coming from social status, where let's say his family is rich or his family has, all people in family are academic people or doctors, So you develop the human picture in your family. You develop the human picture also according to your social status. And then you have to work with people in a company which coming not from your social status could be, okay? So it's only this problem is already a big problem in many companies. And you can face it, you can view it. Yeah, because as a good coach or as a good consultant or as a good interim manager, you view the system.
How do you address the human picture with leaders? Because sometimes there is as well a little bit of a ego kind of thing. So, and I see this as well every day in my work. It's sometimes challenging to identify this behavior on yourself. So how do you even start helping them out to change it, to overcome it? How do you change the human picture?
Radical feedback. When I see it in a leader, when I view a system, when I follow up or when I shadow a leader, one part of my work is I'm working directly with the leaders in the company, so I'm like a shadow of them. I sit 1 week on their desk and work with them. Yeah? And every situation which is coming in the working days, we analyze and we check, and there is a radical, clear and strong feedback.
What was the hardest feedback, radical feedback that you had given?
I once was working with an CEO of a really big company, and I had to, after 2 days, to tell him very clear, I reject, leave my work because he is not able to change. So if he not change, the results will not change in the company. So I saw the clear way how he put the whole company on the wall and in bankruptcy. And I told him many times to change this behavior and to change the way how he deal with people. If he not do this, there is no chance to rescue the company. So, and after 2 days, I told him, okay, I see you are not able, you are not want. Okay, do your things by yourself, please.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm so curious to know what actually happened with this guy.
He got bankrupt after 2 weeks later.
Oh my gosh.
The thing is very clear. It's always, leadership has a lot to do with self-reflection. Leadership has to do with also taking care that you are in a modern world, also do a modern leadership, okay? You cannot, the people change, the societies change, the behavior of people change. You cannot lead like in a 1960s style, okay?
Exactly. Everything is in constant change. That's the only constant in life in general. I love the connection on how important is the personal reflection, the self-awareness, self-regulation, and how this impacts directly in the company revenue, the company growth. And so we talk a little bit about intrinsic motivation. We talk a little bit about the human picture. Is there any rule or any specific way that you use when you are actually scaling your company? Tell us about your experience in scaling a company and what were like the 3 or 4 like necessary steps to go through this process from your perspective and your work.
You mean now when I come into a company or when I lead a company?
Yes, because I think that it's very interesting to connect like the personal level with the business growth. So how do you work in these cases? Do you have like specific steps that you follow, or how does it work?
After my time when I built it as a very young person, I built my first company, this birdhouse company. I was very young and I did many things, many actions, many steps in this company. And later on, when I was 22, I started to study systemic theory and organizational psychology. So I got like a theoretical background, and in my studies, I understood what was the success part of this 4 years when I built birdhouses. I got much more understanding, also from the theories and from the theoretical side, and I understood how is a perfect way how to lead and how to build a company. And this combination from my practical background and my theoretical background, then I developed practicable tools, because systemic theory or organizational psychology is not easy stuff, okay? So you need to go really deep inside, but you cannot bring every leader in this knowledge easy. So what I did to handle this when I'm building a company, I built some tools, and in usage of these tools, in directly use the tools in the company, you have a learning by doing, and you organize your company automatically in the right way. So when I come in a company, doesn't matter as advisor, consultant, however you want to tell it now, or interim manager or whatever. First step, what I'm doing, I go to the clients of the company. I go to the customers. I not look what are the problems inside the company. I'm not look to all this. I go first to the clients of the company, because why a company exists is only one reason. The company should solve the problem of the clients. If not, there will be no profit and no existing company. So I put a strong focus on the client side.
Okay.
I'm not put a focus of the all inside problems of the company first. First, I go in the peripheria, in the outside part of the company, and check what and how are thinking the clients. Do we solve the problem of the clients correct? What is the problem of the client in the future? What is his challenge? What is his task for us? Is he happy with us or not? And if not, what are the points? What are the facts which he doesn't like in our company?
So you talk to the client directly?
I go to clients directly. I make phone interviews. I drive there. I interview them personally. I go even when, for example, this is a very important client, I will go even 1 week into the client and I offer him to work in his company to understand the real problem.
And they are okay with it?
Yes, all. They like it because nobody else do it. It's radical different what I'm do, okay? They love it. And mostly I come home with more orders than before. Okay?
That's smart as well.
Yeah. You see, this is also what the most leaders are too, let's say, meanwhile, a little bit too lazy to do this, or they have ego problem to do it or something else. I don't know.
Or everybody else is doing
I'm
this,
not,
it works, so they follow the lead, right?
Yeah, can be. But, I'm not a friend of leadership bashing or something, but I face it. I see it. So sometimes in my projects, I see exactly this. But the main topic of a leader, the main responsibility of a leader, of a real top management, is to secure the customer basis. Okay, this is not question only of the sales department, because the top leader is in liability to the shareholders. And the top leader is responsible for the profit and for the existence of the company and the development. So for this, you need a strong customer base. And it's not done with sitting in a nice office chair and on a big office table and thinking, now my life is perfect because I have all my people who are doing this. No, you are responsible. You are the one who should check the customer base and secure it for the company.
Okay, so checking the client is first and most
Number
important.
One.
Then there are more steps that you do to scale this company, to grow this
Second,
company.
I delete immediately I have to make a difference now. If I'm personally the leader, if I'm now the CEO, I go back with all the knowledge from the clients, I go back in the company, then in the inside of the company. Then I check first, how is the organizational structure now? Does this structure really support that everybody who working in this company can solve the problem of the clients?
What do you mean? When does this not happen?
It happen mostly not because when a company grow, the people in the company on the organizational structure and the rules in the company, and I mean the public rules and I mean the hidden rules in the company. They block that the company work really on the client problems. The most companies work more on the internal problems as on the client problems. Okay? This is a mistake. So I guarantee if I come in a company, if I lead a company where is now a classical normal management, and I do this 1 year, I bring the shareholders minimum 5 up to 8% more profit than the management before me, because I change that we are taking care of internal problems into we take care of our clients and bring more clients in and more revenues and more profitable revenues. And we organize the work for the clients as effective as possible, and we don't build a big organization for nothing, okay? Most organizations much too big. We can lower them down, we can reduce the staff even. And especially nowadays with help of artificial intelligence and other things. So there will come many things in the next future which help us to be much more effective, much faster, and it will change all the way how we work.
Yes. You mentioned two things that I want to zoom in a little bit. The first one is the hidden rules. What are the hidden rules on a company?
I give you an example. You apply now for a position in a company, and let's say one company here is offering a job as, I don't know, marketing director, something in marketing. You want to hire, you want to apply for this job, and finally you make an interview and all this marathon of false recruiting. Finally, they take you. You come into the company, and before the interviewer and the recruiters and the HR department told you a lot of positive things about this company and all is super, all perfect, we are the best, okay? Now you come into the company, and I guarantee you already in the first week, all your new colleagues align you already with the hidden rules. They will tell you very clear how to behave in this company, not to create some overreaction of the boss, not to create this, not to do this. You will, after 1 week, understand immediately how to behave in this company. This is the hidden rules.
Even how you dress, how you
Everything. Everything will come to you. Gossips will already come over you. Many, many things will happen in your life in this first week. So the colleagues will understand, oh, could be you are more beautiful, could be you are more intelligent, your knowledge better. They will immediately align you with their rules, how to behave in this company, okay? This is many people not understand. It's systemic theory, okay? A system is referencing always itself.
Okay.
So the system work very hard to remain like it is, not to change. So, and this power, this strong point in the people who are working already since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in this company, this point is so strong that they align you very fast in their system, okay? And that's why leadership has also the function and the responsibility to disturb teams.
So when you spot this, the hidden rules, and sometimes the hidden rules are, I mean, they can be positive, but they can also be negative, right? You change this based on systems,
Yeah.
on frameworks.
Yes.
For example, tell me about one hidden rule that you found and how you applied a framework to change it.
When I go into teams or when I go in a company and I check how is the rules and the real behavior in this company, I do a special kind of interview with the people. It's called connected interviews. By the way, connected interviews is coming from the police work, from criminal police work, because when they interview gangsters or criminals, so they use exactly this technique for connected interviews, yeah? Question the people in a special way. And I do the same when I come in a company and, for example, I sit with a person who is working in the marketing department and I only ask the simple question and say, okay, when you will have now a radical, super idea where you by yourself know it will be really good for the company and you will go to your boss now, can you do it now? Can you follow up your idea now and can you bring it into life now? And then you see the reaction. Oh no, this is not possible here in this company with our boss. You cannot do it. He will immediately block you or he will immediately, no, Robert, don't do this, okay? Don't come here with radical ideas, please. Okay, hidden rule is clear, no radical ideas.
So even when the company policy is that the employees are able to propose ideas, when you give them the chance, they cannot do it because of the framework.
You said it in very nice words now. When the employees propose ideas. I want not that the employee propose ideas. What I want, that he think about, if this idea is good for my company, he should immediately do it.
Okay.
I not want that any employee propose to me any idea. He should do it. For this, I pay him.
And we go back to the ownership.
Yeah.
Full ownership.
Yeah. I not want that he propose to 5 other people in the company his idea, because after the idea will be very small and nobody will do it. Because 5 people will have 5 opinions about his idea and nobody will give him the trust for his idea. But it's his idea. He is the owner of his idea. He should do it. Okay? That's why in my companies, when I lead a company, I have a radical different system how to work. Because in my companies, every employee, for example, has even an own credit card for the company account. And when he has an idea, he can immediately do it. He can take money and do it.
So there is no budget allocation?
No, not. Why should I block ideas? This is the biggest mistake of companies. Okay? Companies live from ideas. Customers, clients of the company need the best idea. You need to develop new business departments. You need to develop new projects. You need ideas, okay? And the main thing is to support ideas.
Okay. So this is a very interesting point, because before you mentioned as well trust.
Yeah.
What happens with trust and this free will or full ownership way that you propose in this case? Do you trust immediately people? Do you trust immediately your team? How does actually integrate trust and full ownership?
Trust is a part of my human picture. In my human picture, I first decide to trust people. Till they approve me, I cannot trust, okay? But this is on the other side. This is the side on the people. I give trust in the beginning. If I not do this, why should I hire somebody? when I believe always that only I can do it better or other people can do it better, okay. When I hire somebody, I check if I can trust this person. I test this person in different ways. And after I understand, okay, I give this trust and I see in the results if it's working or not. But first, I trust.
Very important. And then you mentioned another thing. At the end, just to close the loop with trust, at the end, everything that we do is around people. Our team, the clients, the investors, the suppliers, the everybody. We relate on daily basis with people, right? And when the trust is broken, then the business or the project that failed already. So yeah, trust is one of the most important things. And then you also mentioned the AI topic, artificial intelligence before. How do you think or how do you see in your daily work that AI is affecting leadership?
I see this very strong because I give you one example. Many leaders, of course, have many juridical topics on the table. You know, they are, as a leader, I told before, you are in liability for the company, for the shareholders, you are responsible. So you have automatic in your daily work also always juridical topics and law topics and all. Now, with AI, you can save a lawyer, you know, you can put the right prompt, the right case in ChatGPT or something else, and you get already for your decision-making process in 5 minutes, you have result on the table.
So faster.
Yeah, much faster. So AI has many influence. Or I was leading a company in Germany and we implemented AI for the whole approval process of incoming invoices, you know, from suppliers. So all the supplier invoices got approval from AI. AI did all the work, including the final booking in the accounting.
Wow. And how do you see this affecting actually people, jobs in terms of how does the team, like right now, there is a big fuss around agents, right? AI agents.
Yeah.
And these can actually become operators. Like actually right now, you can set up an AI tool to do things as a person.
Yeah.
How is this going to affect team dynamics or company dynamics?
In my opinion, it's very strong effect on the teams. It causes a lot of fear for people now, and the companies not deal in a good way with that, what I see. There is a much better way how to deal with this. As a leader, it's very important to be clear and to be transparent, okay? So when I lead a company, for example, and I know I can replace a whole team or department with AI agents or modern technology, so the technology can do this job more effective, I go to the people, and this is a job of a leader, I tell them very clear that we as company are need to do, this is for us a really obligation to implement this AI now and these agents, because we want to be in the market, we want to be effective for the future, we want to exist long time in the market, so we need to follow this modern technology. But I will also tell the people, yes, you will lose your job, but we as a company will work with you that you develop in your brain new idea for your life, that you develop could be even a new project for our company. And I give you a concrete sample. I implemented AI in this company where all the process of approval of the incoming invoices now is done by an AI, including the booking. So in the company, we saved 6 positions. It was a bigger company, okay? 6 positions in the accounting department we could normally delete. I not deleted them, I not quitted these people. I took these people and I started a workshop with them, and all the people are accountants. So you think they work every day only with numbers and simple booking of invoices and all, but they had so many good ideas in their brain. after 6 weeks working with them in workshops, we developed an incredible idea, and we even opened a subsidiary for them, and they run this company now with their own ideas. So we not quitted them, we used their brain to develop something new. Now, these accountants are the best advisors for other companies how to implement AI. So I changed them from people with fear to people with entrepreneurship and power. And now they run a consulting company and advise other companies how to organize the invoice approval, the accounting process with AI and AI agents.
I love this approach because I truly think that there are always two sides of the same coin, right? So fear can be actually transformed into excitement and power to bring new ideas to the table. And I love the approach on how you go with the people through the process. Okay, and what was your biggest regret in your journey? Something that you would have done differently?
I made over the 40 years the experience in what I'm good in what I'm not good. And my weak points are I don't like to deal with numbers and I don't like to deal with all these accounting things and all this stuff. So in this I made some mistakes in organizing companies. So I not was detailed enough in the financing of the company. I trusted a CFO, I trusted other finance people, and it came out they understood financing but not business. So that's one of my mistakes. And I learned in the last 20 years, let's say, I learned how to also organize this part of a company much better and much more effective and much more transparent than before.
Okay, so this is very important as well because we cannot be the best at everything. I always say that there is this genius zone concept, or I call it a meta skill, and we need to be as much as possible in this meta skill, which is very similar to what you were talking about, the post-its. So how do you actually identify but then tackle these improvement areas that we all have? For example, in your case, you were just describing some of them. How would anybody that is looking on the other side of the screen, how can they identify what's their gap or improvement area, and how can they start tackling it?
I think every of us has this knowledge about his strong points by himself. Everybody know. This is what really motivate me, what trigger me, what I really like to do. Remember my story from the birdhouses, okay? Was the post-it. The people have this. This everybody of us know. We know our points, what we not like and what we like. The important question here is to understand, okay, the things in which I'm not good and in which I don't like, I need to find the people who like it and are they right in this role and function. And then again, I need to trust them that they do it good. Okay? I think this is the only solution you have. You should understand your gap by yourself. And of course, you can have a coach, you can find out, you can also ask your teams, you can ask also the people which you are working with, okay?
So feedback both ways as well.
Yeah, feedback should come from both ways. And as a leader, I always go to my people which I'm working and ask them for feedback, yeah? And they tell me, oh, Robert, this you did good, but this was not so clever. Yeah, could be. Okay, I reflect it, I think about, I change it, or I have to admit, yes, of course, in this I'm not a specialist, so I will find somebody who do it.
And how do you set the expectations of a role that is not of your expertise?
I not do this. I have the people who have the expertise and they put their expectation together.
Okay, you flip it the other way around.
Yeah, I not do it because when I have no expertise, I cannot do it. It will come out not in the right way. Result will be not good.
Is there any other topic that you want to bring?
My main topic, what I think is for the future also very important, is that more leaders should understand much better that you cannot develop people, you cannot change people. You can only build, the right play field or framework or system, which is focused strong on the customer side. This also AI will not change, because also an AI agent you need to make in a way that he solve finally the problem of the client or solve the problem in your company, but always in sense finally to reach the clients or the customers. I believe more leaders need to have the strong knowledge in this theoretical background of systemic theory, of organizational psychology, and they should develop a different way how to lead companies, okay? It will not work anymore, what they do till now. In the most companies, you see strong hierarchic positions. You see a loop of decision-making process, So I give you a sample. I was in a company here in Dubai, and if one employee want even to order something for $1,000, yeah, he need already 6 signatures to get the $1,000 done. Okay, this cannot work anymore.
So no limit on the spending neither?
It's not a question of the limit. It's a question of the trust again. And can you imagine when you are a client of this company and the internal process is so slow and you need so many signatures to solve, when somebody is in front of the client and he need to solve a $1,000 problem, you need to solve it now, The client wants solution. It cannot be that it needs 4 weeks still all 6 signatures are on the paper and the client already angry. The question is always, this leaders need to learn. Yeah? Leaders need to develop more knowledge in theory, in systemic theory, in organizational psychology, and they need to align the leadership system. So a company needs principles. A leadership team need to have principles, okay? I give you really a small sample, but you can face it in every company. There are leadership teams and they talk over each other, but then not talk with each other, okay? So my principle is when I come in such team, or I see it, I first align them to talk with each other and not over each other. There was a C-level team. I coached these people, and what happened? The CFO talk on the coffee place with other people which are not in the C-level, in second line of leadership or even normal employees. The CFO talk about the CEO with them. How? Yeah, not possible. So if somebody, let's say the CFO is in the coffee area and some people approach him with some information about the CEO, the first thing what he should do, call the CEO and say, listen, I come now with this person in your office and we have something to talk. But we not talk over each other. We talk with each other. Simple principle, but not existing in many companies. I can tell about much more of these samples, but this is only one. A leadership team needs principles, because only with the principles for everybody is clear, under these principles I do my decisions for the company.
Are there like a set of 3 most important or relevant principles?
Mostly I develop with the leadership teams around about 7 up to 10 principles.
Okay. And this is depending on the customer?
No, not only on the customer. One principle of the leadership team is that we focus strong on customers. Yes, it's one principle, but there are some more. What is important, these principles are then published in the whole company. Every person who works in this company understands our leadership act after these principles. And normally it should be done also involved with the shareholders of the company, okay? So in Germany, for example, we have a special structure. We have stock-listed companies. They have a C-level team who lead the company, and they have a board who control the C-level team. So when I work, I align the board also with the C-level team. I work with many boards and many C-level teams, and we align our principles. That everybody understand under these principles, we do our decisions in this company, okay? So it makes the whole process much more effective and much more clear for everybody who work.
And what happens when the company is expanding and the numbers grow really big? What happens with the principles?
The principles, mostly the reason that the company get big. So the principles build after some time a basis for this, and they will not change because that's our principles.
Okay, so we talk principles, then you name as well the strategy, then plan, and how everything cascades into an organization. If you have to put it like in a visual level, like in a mapping level, how would it be? You would start with the principles, then this will drive to the strategy, cascade to the strategy, then the tactics. How would you map the like in a visual way? How would you structure it?
When I start to work with leadership teams, then the first is I need to find out in which context this leader is working. Let's say he is the owner and the leader of the company. This is a different situation, like you work with an CEO, which is also like an employee of the company, and he has his board in the back, okay? So, above him is the board. So, when a leader is in this context, I need to first check what is the direction of the board to the leader, under which principles he work already or not. And then I develop this with board and him together. Yeah? Because you can make for the second line of people, you can make best training. But when the framework not okay and the principles not okay, the training will fail. The result of the trainings program will never come back to the company because there will be no result because the framework block the result, okay? Or the principles, which are not exist. So it's always the context important. You cannot answer this question in a general way. You need to understand how the leader is connected. Is he the owner and the leader? Is he only the owner but not the leader? So many things in this context can happen.
Okay. And one thing that I see a lot, especially now with the rise of AI, is, as you name it, fear. Fear to the unknown, fear that something changes and I don't know what to do, what's coming next. And this happens in every level of the company. So what's your take on showing vulnerability or really not knowing the direction that an unexpected change or AI will take into your position? As a leader, there are many times in which you need to make decisions a little bit blind because you don't really know what's going to happen. So what do you do as a leader? How do you show up to your team in these situations? Do you show vulnerability? Do you show that you don't really know what's the way? How do you address this?
It's very important that, as we mentioned also some minutes before, you cannot know everything, okay? You cannot be the best in everything. You cannot have the knowledge from everything, not possible. It's very important also in this case be transparent to your people which are you working, and it's not a weak point when you go in front of people and tell, okay, look, this is a moment not my specialty. I have not enough knowledge about. Who from you has knowledge? Please tell me. And we will develop together what is necessary next step for the company, for the customers, for whatever. It's not a problem. You can use this situation and you can take the knowledge. Could be you have some good people in your team which have the knowledge already and they know, okay, listen to them. A good leader is also a good listener and he understands what the speciality of his people, and if not, he can find people. So I'm, for example, I took a 6-day course for AI. I already made last year a 6-day course. So I know meanwhile many AI products. I know how to use AI. And I already developed teams to implement in companies AI. Yeah, it's called AI Fast Track. I developed this. And I told you, I have this team of these 6 people who normally got quitted, but now have a running company. So I make by myself, I book on my own cost all these courses I do, and I can say I'm little bit specialist already. I not tell it public and open, but I know how to do it.
I love it. And how is this influencing the AI? How is influencing in your decision making? We talk about faster decision making, but one thing that I find about AI is that it's based, of course, in human knowledge, and we are biased. We have our own bias. So how do you tackle this? How do you merge or integrate the speed in decision making that AI brings and the bias in the decision making? Because AI is a little bit of a people pleaser as well. So how do you address this?
I follow also here the principle that first I put my brain and my mind on the table. I take a white paper. I not go away from my white paper because the white paper is training the brain in the best way. I first put all my points, what I think it's necessary, what I think it's important. Let's say in question, we develop a new strategy for something, okay? I put all my points first by myself on my white paper. Then, in earlier time, you need to make all the wording, all the writing, put it on the concept, put it in presentation, put it in the right way. You need 7-8 days in earlier time to finish this, to present it to somebody. Now, when your brain is clear and your focus is clear and you have all correct on your paper, you are prompting. Then you use AI, and 10 minutes later, could be 1 hour later, but then you have all what in earlier time needs 7 days. You have it already, and you can change it, you can fix it. So let's say the same work, what you need before 7 days, you do now in 4 up to 5 hours. Concentrated, focused work.
You named 2 things, strategy and focus.
Yeah, very important.
Let's talk
Estefania.
about that. I love the topic of strategy because, oh my gosh, like actually Robert is helping me out to build the strategy. And oh my gosh, it's a process. It's a process.
Yes.
What can you tell us about a strategy, how important it is? How do you even start working on your strategy? Which are your tips and tricks into this?
Okay. Strategy.
Let's talk about strategy.
Strategy is you enter a market, okay? So, let's take your sample. You came from Spain, you came to UAE, and you want to build your own positioning in this market. You want to offer to people management training, courses, seminars, academy, whatever. The thing is, you are not the first in this market. There exist already many others who do the same. They use the same flyers like you use, they use the same wording like you use, okay? They do all the same like you want to do. It's clear when you enter this market in this way, you can, with your personality, with your way how you make contact to new clients, you can reach some result, okay? Strategy is the difference. You come in this market and you not immediately start to act. First, I don't mean you need analyze the market. It's not necessary, because to look too much to the competition is only make you dizzy, okay? It confuse you. Never look to competition. What the competition do is wrong. It's not necessary. In systemic theory, not necessary. It's a big problem for your own confusion. You should find your own way. Strategy means that you put down on a paper and focus very clear. I not open the academy number 55, okay? I open the academy which everybody will know soon and want to be in my academy. I want to enter the market. Competition not interesting for me. They will not exist in 2 years, okay? I delete them all from the market. And now I put down on my paper how I do this. What is my special point? My academy will not have the same name like all the other ones, okay? It will start already that I create a company name which already is a highlight. So this is strategy. Second, I will do that. This is my difference. I will not teach the same what everybody teach, how to delegate a task to a other person, okay? You cannot delegate when you not trust, forget it.
Exactly.
When the context not correct, forget it. Delegation will not work, okay?
Exactly.
So why you should teach this to people when it's old-fashioned knowledge? Your academy teach the newest things which exist, with all practically made for the people. The people not need to study by themselves systemic theory, organizational psychology, or something, read 500 books to learn it. No, in your academy you are fast. Even a 10-minute course in your academy bring more for the people than they read 6 books, okay? So this can be for you strategy. What should I do? How I do it? That in 10 minutes the people get more, and this is my strong point.
The differential.
And this will kill will bring all the competitors out of the market because they cannot follow me.
Because you're the best.
Yeah?
Unique.
Yes, unique. So, and everybody want to come to your academy. This is what you need to reach. This you should fix in your strategy and in your brain. You should think exactly in this way. So, what is the difference between Elon Musk and many other people? Elon Musk think in this way. He think not in money or in some, not interesting for him. Yeah. What he think, I want that in 10 years, everybody has a chip in his brain. And with my chip, even you don't need mobile phone, you need nothing. You come to your home and the chip open automatically your door. I think only about Estefania and I won't call her and the chip call already the chip in Estefania's head. This is how he think. And this is strategy. In 10 years, I rule the world with my chip. The same he did with Starlink system. Till he came with his Starlink system, everybody was believing that you need in the earth a cable. Under the street, you need a cable and then you have internet. No, not. He did in the atmosphere. So, this is strategy. Okay?
So this is a strategy. How does this differentiate from planning, tactics?
How to enter the whole market, how to take the market in your hand. Be the number one in the market, not number two.
Strategy is high-level thinking. Then it comes the rest of the things, the how.
You should learn in the helicopter thinking, helicopter perspective. You should always look from up to your company. So that's why in my training for strategy, I give the people white paper, put on the floor, and you look from up to down to your white paper and see your company.
And when is it the right moment to actually pivot the strategy? Because what I feel as well is you set up the strategy. It's, of course, based on a lot of hypotheses of how things will evolve or will change, or will happen. So when is the right time or the limit to say, okay, this strategy is working or this strategy needs a little bit of a refresher?
During the process, when you do it later, then you adjust your strategy, can be. But before you start, you should have a clear strategy, how to get number one in this market. What is my 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 key points, which I do so different that all the competitors...
So the strategy is as well something agile that adapts with time or not?
Yeah, it's somehow agile, yes. For the beginning, not. For the beginning, you should start according and following your strategy. The to-do list and the concrete action plan is following, it's pushed by the strategy. And during the process, yes, you need to adapt, you need to understand, could be this and this, okay. Or could be you develop a new thing which you implement in your strategy, but the strategy is also very important when you hire your first people and your first team. You need to, they need to understand they work now in a company who want to be number one and not number 65, okay?
Do you include AI into any of these steps?
Yeah, I use AI when I'm ready with my strategy. So I use AI also. and let AI develop the strategy then in a compact form, in a good form, and I always revise it, and also I make a special prompting when something need to be changed. I ask, is there some references, is there some opinion, is there something existing already? And AI is searching for this and looking, so I do.
Nice. And now, Robert, if you have to summarize your genius zone, your meta skill, what would this be in a few words? What do you love? What would you write in the post-it?
Leadership. I like everything what has to do with how to enable people to grow over themselves. I know I'm a person, other people like to follow me when I'm a leader, and they like to reach extraordinary high performance. And this is my strong point for myself, yes. I can do this very well. I have a way how to involve people. I think it's like a little bit a natural way, but it's a way which work high effective, and I approved it. I built it the world biggest packaging company. Yeah. So.
Nice, that's impressive. What's no, actually what I want to ask you is a recurrent question that I get, which is, do you think that a leader is born or is actually made?
No. A leader is not born, a leader is not made. A leader is coming out of developing of a personal history. It's not born and it's not made. You get a leader because you want to be a leader, and your history or your way which you choose in your life bring you one day could be in a leadership position. But it's a personal motivation if you want this or not. I know people where you from the first view think they are never be good leaders because they are very calm, not talkative, nothing, but they are incredibly good leaders, okay? Because they tell not many sentences a day, but when they tell something, it's very clever and good and very challenging for people. So, but they are in general working in a calm and quiet way, but when they talk in a very good way and a very interesting way.
So there are many ways to be a leader, and actually leadership is about your personal story, how
Yes.
everything evolves,
Yes.
and the strong will to become a leader.
Yeah. As a leader, you should be developed because you need to understand that you serve other people. You are the servant of the people. You are the one who give the framework that other people can grow over themselves or can create incredible stories for the company, okay? And first important thing is you should have clear expectations. You should have very clear focus to enable the other person to do their work and to do it good.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Really, really good. Wow. So it was a lovely conversation. What it stuck with me is that behind every system, every framework, and every company, there is a human being making decisions under pressure. So, Robert, thank you so much for sharing not just your experience, your work, and but also to open up emotionally the frameworks, all of the things that you do inside of the company and inside of the brain as well of the leader. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. And if you had one last message for the leaders that are looking on the other side of the screen, what would you tell them?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here. And my last message for every leader is very simple. Leadership means enable people to grow over themselves. This brings the best result for the company. And it is very, very important for the people who work in your company to find this framework.
Thank you so much, Robert. You are epic.